Welcome to Sports Report Bloomington Normal here from the campus of Olivet Nazarene University in Bourbonnais. It's Bears camp time. It's August and it's football time. Jim Ahart and I are going to have some interviews, some opportunity to meet some of the Chicago Bears. We hope you enjoy it. Tell you what, we need to step away for a quick break. We are going to be back right after this.
This is Ahart standing by on the training camp facility here at Bradley, Bourbonnais, Olivet Nazarene, Adewale Agunleye, one of the big defensive players for the Chicago Bears. Of course, a lot of talk about the offense, but that's got to really reinforce the job that you guys are going to have to do this season.
Exactly. You know, we're used to having a lot of expectation on this defense, but it seems like now, okay, just walk through the camera.
That's all right.
All right, just walk right through it, Zach. Anyway, I'm sorry. You know, I'll put him in a cold tub when we get back in there. But because we have this offense and that we really don't have any excuses. So I think the mentality of our defense now has to be one that we've got to take it to another level and take it to the place where it was a couple years ago. And I think we're ready for that.
Well, what was it like in the offseason especially? I know it had to have been awful hard coming off the season that had last year, but for you personally, what was it like in the offseason getting yourself mentally and physically prepared for this upcoming campaign?
It was kind of easy just because of the fact that, I knew I didn't perform the way I wanted to last season. So I was kind of eager and ready to get back to this moment. You know, I can't wait for September 13th for the Green Bay Packers and get started all over again and kind of erase what happened last year and prove a lot of people wrong.
Well, I have to ask you because normally when we're here at this setting, it's probably about 98 degrees and all kinds of humidity. Buddy, this is almost fall football weather. What's it like to practice it?
This is perfect weather to practice it. I know Coach Smith is not too happy about it. He would like it to be a lot warmer so that he can run us into the ground, but as a player, it's not bad.
Well, I'll tell you what, Adewale Agunleye, cannot thank you enough from the Bears training camp for the 2009-2010 season.
Welcome back to Bears camp here. We've got Nathan Vasher alongside. Nathan, a difficult practice today in the elements here. A little bit of rain going on.
Yeah, it's one of the things you got to be ready for. Every day won't be sunny, so we got a really good physical day in, and we feel like we got a little bit better today.
Your cornerbacks, your safeties, your defensive backs, you've been beat up a little bit. You're still a linchpin of that team right there. What do you do from a leadership standpoint to bring the young guys along?
Yeah, I think it's more or less you really can't be too worried about, the guys that aren't out there right now. I think it's just more or less giving the people that are out there opportunity to go out there and play. Charles, Zach, they'll be back, as soon as possible. We don't think it's too serious. So I was just trying to get the repetitions and trying to improve every day.
And you talk about the reps, these additional players that are getting reps right now. Obviously, that's going to make you stronger from a depth perspective.
Yeah, definitely. We have some guys in right now that have stepped in, have some playing experience. And, have started some games. So we feel real comfortable with, they're able to do right now.
If you could contrast this year's camp with previous camps you've had here with the Bears, what's different about this one or what's standing out?
I think it's just more or less the guys that have been here for a little while. Especially on the defensive side, we played together for a little while, and we know exactly what's going on, knowing exactly what the guys can do, so we're excited about that.
Nathan Vasher, we appreciate the time. A linchpin on this defense of the Chicago Bears. Appreciate the time. This is ICN 5 Sports. I'm Ron Durkis.
Standing by at Bears training camp with linebacker Hunter Hillenmeyer. You and I were just talking about it, second day of practice. How does it feel to be back in the routine?
Pretty good. The first couple of days it's always going to be a little bit rusty, but just trying to get the kinks out, get moving around, get a few sweats going. First day of pads tonight, that's always a fun one, so glad to have that one over.
Yeah, it was the sound effects of the pads clanging, and I have to ask you, of course, Chicago fans, very, very defensive-minded, and a lot of talk about the Bears and the offense. Does that fire the defense up a little bit as the season gets rolling?
No, I think we're as excited as all the fans are. It's exciting that, the organization from the ownership and the management to the coaches to everybody has made a huge commitment to winning with, doing what it takes to get guys here like Jay to win now. And so I think, quite the opposite. The defense doesn't mind all the talk being about offense. It's great. it's great that they're doing whatever we need to do to get things that will help us win football games.
Well, I have to ask you, what is it that you personally like coming into this season about the defense? Minus, of course, Peanut's injury, which may be a bit overblown at this point, but what is it that Hunter Hillenmeyer likes especially about this defense this year?
It's probably a little too early to tell. I mean, we got a lot of the same guys that have been making plays for a long time. Hopefully we can get healthy. You know, it comes down to each guy just doing a little better than they did last year. A lot of guys, myself included, who expect more from themselves than what we got last year.
Well, Hunter Hillenmeyer, part of the defense here for the Chicago Bears as we get ready for the 2009-2010 season. We'll step away for a quick break. We'll be back right after this. Standing by at Bears training camp with the second-year, now veteran Earl Bennett. Kind of nice not to be classified as a rookie anymore, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I don't have to tote nobody shoulder pads or helmet.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, I think the fans, I know the coaching staff, they see a big difference in your level of play. Only day 2 out here, but I'm telling you what, Mr. Bennett, I think these fans and everybody can tell that you're taking this season with a different approach.
Yeah, definitely. Last year was a great learning experience for me, and I learned a lot from Marty Booker and Rasheed. So I'm just taking it all in and bringing it to the field and just working hard.
So a big part of you getting through your rookie season and learning what it was going to take on this level kind of came from some of those veteran players that kind of helped you along.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was excited to have Marty here that year, last year, and Rasheed, he still helps me out, go through the playbook. So, I mean, kudos to those guys. They helped me out a lot.
Well, of course, a big integral part of being successful is making sure you get the ball in your hands. Well, the Bears went out, and they did exactly just that in the offseason. Of course, the addition of Cutler. What was your first thought when you saw that Cutler was going to become a Bear?
Wow, I mean, I was actually in class, to tell you the truth, at Vanderbilt. I went back to take a few classes, and I got a text message from an agent that wanted me to sign with him, and it was like, Cutler been traded to the Bears. And I was like, you kidding me? And then my agent called, and then Jay called. So then, I knew then that he was coming. I was excited.
Well, I have to know, were you able to concentrate in class after that, or were you just thinking about that arm coming to Chicago and getting the ball into Earl Bennett's hands?
I think I stayed in class about 5 more minutes, and I was just so excited. The teacher was like, what's wrong with you? But he played football there, so it was cool.
Well, it is, and it of course, an alum of Vanderbilt. Now you take a look not only at the quarterback, but also they brought in some protection on that offensive line, and that's going to help you guys off. It looks like this offense for the Chicago Bears, Mr. Bennett, has the complete package, and they're ready to roll.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you look at our offense all the way around, we ready to roll. Brought in Orlando and Frank. Those guys doing great. And the receivers, we see it as a challenge. Hopefully we can step up to it and produce this season.
Well, practice is well over. We need to get you to the locker room. Earl Bennett, second-year player for the Chicago Bears, from the Chicago Bears training camp here at Olivet Nazarene.